Rivalries are prevalent in professional sports, and some could argue that they are even necessary. NBA rivalries have been a feature of the league since its establishment. They have always existed in the NBA, whether it was Bill Russell's Boston Celtics versus whichever club Wilt Chamberlain was playing for, or the clashes between Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, which brought NBA rivalries to an all-time high. Be sure to stick to the end of the video as we go through the top 10 most heated rivalries in NBA history. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon to get the latest updates. Number 8. Russell Westbrook versus Patrick Beverley. This rivalry dates back to 2013, when Beverley threw himself at Westbrook in an attempt to steal the ball, despite Russ having already called a timeout. Westbrook injured his knee when landing, thereby ending his playoff run. A similar incident occurred in 2014, thankfully with no physical implications this time. Obviously, the two never got along well.
Transition, you can't give him anything wide open.
That's his first basket of the game. And Scott Brooks wants to call.
Block the shot, he used to go to the front of the rim, pick up that garbage.
42-41.
Number 7. LeBron James versus Kevin Durant. Without a doubt, the two finest players of the last decade. Kevin Durant with his height and incredible speed, as well as his unrivaled scoring skills. LeBron James, a super athlete with the highest basketball IQ in the modern era, and one of the greatest of all time. The rivalry began when LeBron was playing for Miami and Durant was playing for Oklahoma, and it continued when the two moved to Cleveland and Golden State. They faced off 3 times in the finals, with LeBron winning the first one and securing his first NBA title. KD, on the other hand, was able to turn the situation around and make it 2-1. Six. Michael Jordan versus Joe Dumars. Joe was another player who caused major issues for the Chicago Bulls and was a major reason why they lost to the Pistons in the playoffs for multiple years. The Pistons were well aware of Jordan's talent. If they could stop him, they would have a far better chance of beating the Bulls. Jordan was frustrated because, in the late 1980s, Chicago was unable to defeat Detroit, which played a remarkable defense aimed at preserving Chicago's finest player, Michael Jordan, and Joe Dumars was responsible for all of that.
Set for the Bulls. Dumars for 3.
Obviously, reaching behind right there, and now understanding that it's going to be a physical series.
5. Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan. Kevin Garnett and Tim Duncan's rivalry puts two very different personalities against one another. On one side, there's the calm San Antonio's number 21, and on the other, there's KG's fury. It all started in 1999 when, during the first round of the playoffs, Garnett wished Duncan a happy Mother's Day, without whom he was left with only 14 years. Both players faced each other 50 times, and much more successful was Duncan, winning the playoffs twice with San Antonio against Garnett's Timberwolves.
Better shape and trying to play better. Duncan gets very deep and scores on Kevin Garnett. What a matchup we're going to have. They have missed 3 of their first 4. Garnett. That is where...
4. Shaquille O'Neal versus Kobe Bryant. It was heartbreaking to witness Shaq and Kobe dispute after leading the Lakers to 3 championships together. After losing to the Pistons in the 2004 NBA Finals, Shaq left to Los Angeles to join the Miami Heat, where he also became an NBA League champion, proving to everyone that he could win the trophy without Kobe. Later, Kobe won another championship with the Lakers, and he stated that the only difference between that title and prior ones was the absence of Shaq. However, in 2018, they had a face-to-face interview on TNT in which they finally buried the hatchet.
So Shaq was right there, and then Kobe with that fall away to tie the game. They started both plays the same. They're being set up by some veteran teammates.
Lined with a series of fakes.
Number 3. Magic Johnson versus Larry Bird. The rivalry that marked an era in NBA history. During the 1980s, the NBA title was virtually always disputed by Magic Johnson's Lakers and Larry Bird's Celtics. The two basketball players won a total of 8 NBA titles and were named League MVP 6 times. The rivalry between the two began in college when they faced off in the 1979 NCAA Finals. During the 1980s, the Celtics and Lakers met in the NBA Finals 3 times, with Magic's Lakers winning twice. Those 3 series were perhaps the pinnacle of the NBA's most entertaining player-on-player rivalry.
Has to make an outlet pass because he is the outlet pass himself. Knicks cuts him out from underneath, but he made the shot. Bird.
2. Bill Russell versus Wilt Chamberlain. It doesn't get much better than a battle between two of the finest big players in NBA history. It must have been a thrill for fans who remember that era to watch them on the same court. Russell and Chamberlain faced off 143 times on the court, more than any other rivalry in basketball history. Wilt was the most dominant player of his day, and Bill was on the most dominant team of his era. Thus, the rivalry seemed inevitable. One of the more famous events of their clashes was the 1969 Finals, when Russell's Celtics overcame a Chamberlain-led Lakers in one of the greatest upsets in Finals history. Their rivalry was the first to have a significant media impact and is often regarded as the greatest rivalry between two centers the game has ever seen. Number 1. Michael Jordan versus Isiah Thomas. Michael Jordan and Isiah Thomas's rivalry goes far beyond games between the Chicago Bulls and the Detroit Pistons. If you've seen The Last Dance, you'll understand how much these two despise one another. From 1988 through 1990, the Bulls were defeated in 3 straight playoff series by the Bad Boys. When the Pistons were eventually beaten by Chicago in the Eastern Conference Finals in 1991, the whole squad, led by Thomas, left the game before the final siren and refused to congratulate the opponents on their victory. Moreover, Jordan essentially prevented Thomas from obtaining a well-deserved spot on the Dream Squad, preventing him from being a part of the most prestigious team in basketball history. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, press the like button and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any new videos.